Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the weekly talk. Now what's the weekly talk? Well, we'll be discussing some recurring topics which will come handy when it comes to analysing and preparing for Sunday's game. I call these a preview of the preview. That's what a weekly talk is. I think it's interesting because I think there's quite a lot of things also coming from the international break that I think are very useful to look at, speak about, and ultimately build up an opinion for Sunday's game. And I think in order to do this, the base start here is that our season needs to start on Sunday. Of course, the season started in August, but in the first 3 game weeks, we did not do anything on a good way. And we kind of postponed our start to the season in brackets to game week 4, which is this Sunday against Genoa. Now, I'm fully against this, I'm fully against this because it's not how it works. A season starts in August. You need to be ready in August. You need to be ready by game week 1. Of course, I'm not saying we have to be perfect by the start of the season, but we have to be ready, and we weren't ready by the first game of the season, which is why we've lost a lot of points. And I think, the one thing that has to be said is that just like last season, because ultimately I see a reflection of last season in this season, there's no more excuse. Now we need to start grinding points. Now, due to the fact that we've lost a lot of points in these initial games of the season, we're forced to basically win the majority, if not all games, against the little teams, if you want to call them that way. So, again, I don't like these false starts because I think I'm against this. If there's a reason why the season starts in August, and it's because it starts in August. It's not a pre-season. It's very important, and we weren't ready for it. So on Sunday we need to start the season properly, and on Sunday we need to start making back for what was a very bad start to the season with a win in a tough pitch. Now, of course, I'm not here to speak about that game. That game will come in a few days with a dedicated match preview. I'm here to speak about a few things decisions-wise on the starting formation, which can then build my predicted 11 for that game. But yeah, how is everybody doing, by the way? It's been a while. We've restarted. Good luck to everyone who's restarted school today. I know Italian schools restarted today. Anybody who's starting with university like me, good luck. Anybody who's starting work back from the summer holidays, good luck. It's always hard to restart, but yeah, it's about getting back to the rhythm, isn't it? So yes, also, before we get into it, please do hit the like button in this video. If we can get 100 likes on this video, everybody in this stream, pause the video right now, click the like button down below, and it would be great. And also subscribe to the channel. Hello to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna have a chance at reading comments in a second. Now, yeah, the first thing is kind of something that I mentioned in the last match reaction, which more than ever now I want to see happen. Baldanzi needs to start on Sunday. Now, I will be very disappointed if Baldanzi doesn't start on Sunday because it's not deserved. I mean, yeah, not starting Baldanzi on Sunday is against the concept of meritocracy. And football, in fact, any team can do whatever they want. De Rossi can do whatever they want. But if I'm the football manager, the number one concept that I tell to my players is that it's a meritocracy. You start if you deserve to start. And Baldanzi is probably the player who in this team deserves to start the most. Not because of what he did in the games, the entire team was bad, because out of those 3 games that, were nothing special, the Juventus draw is a good draw, but the performance wasn't a special performance. Coming from those performances, Baldanzi was the best. Baldanzi was the best getting into that Cagliari game, subbed in into that game. He was the best subbed in the Empoli game. And I don't remember, if I remember well, he did not get any minutes in that Juventus game, or he got barely a few at the end. He showed intensity. He was there, ready to change the game. Moreover, he's coming from an international break, or he scored a hat-trick yesterday with the under-21 Italian national team against Norway, coming from a minor injury, where everybody thought, oh, Baldanzi has a back problem, he will be sent back to Rome to, deal with his recovery. No, he recovers, and the day after he plays a game against the under-21s, the Norwegian team, and he scores a hat-trick. Baldanzi needs to start. So, you know what I was saying in the last match reaction, the Juventus match reaction before the break? I was saying that after the break, this is what I want to see from De Rossi. What I want to see is not a fear of saying no to your friends or to the players who look like key players, but in reality or not. Because there were a lot of players in this team, which I think all of us classify and consider as key players. But I'm going to be very honest with you, there aren't a lot of key players in this team. This team is built upon each other. Everybody gives what they have, apart from a few who are world class. Dybala is a key player. Apart from Dybala, and I would say Kone, seeing the way he's playing, and he has been playing with France as well, I think those are key players. The rest aren't key players. The rest are players who can have good games and can have bad games. So there is no reason why they should be considered untouchable. Who needs to play is who deserves to play. So if Baldanzi deserves to start, I want to see Baldanzi start ahead of Pellegrini because he deserves it more. So this is what I want to see, which I think, at the end of the day, we are in need of points. And we looked very confused in the first part of the season. So ultimately, the recipe of solving confusion is trying something new. When you're confused, when you have a lack of ideas, and also when you have a lot of ideas but don't stick together, when you're confused, you need to search for solutions. And in order to find for solutions, you need creativity. So a solution is trying something new. And that is where we need to restart after this break against Genoa on Sunday. Starting from this concept of, I need to try something else. Because what I wanted to try and what I wanted to go with in the first games did not go to plan. So I need a backup plan. And a backup plan is trying new things to see if it can crack the algorithm. Now again, I agree, we don't have a lot of time to experiment because we've already lost a lot of points. We need to get back on track. But, you never know if these new ideas won't unlock the key. What I'm trying to say here is, without me getting into those weird analogies that I give sometimes, is we looked very confused. And in order to get this confusion away, we need to try something new. And when I mean trying something new, I mean starting Baldanzi, keeping on starting Pisilli, Kone on the pitch, not coming on the bench because he's fit. He is fit. He played great against Belgium with France. He was great in that game. He's fit. He needs to start. So this is what I think needs to happen on Sunday. Again, before speaking about Sunday's game... What the hell just... Oh my god. Hang on a sec. There we go. Let me just put this here. Okay. Sorry about that. And yeah, the other thing is formations. I think formations are very interesting because I think it's quite ironic because last season with Mourinho and with De Rossi, we played with 3-5-2s and they never worked out because it limited our creativity, and you could clearly tell that we were not liking 3 at the back. We did not know how to play 3 at the back, and therefore it was a problem and it reflected on the results. But ironically, now that the transfer window is over, we are in a position to say that now this team is built for a 3-5-2, which again, it sounds very weird because 3 months ago we were like, oh no, even in fact 2 weeks ago, we were like, no, 3-5-2 is not the solution. 3-5-2 can't be the solution. Well, now that the transfer window is over, seeing the way we've constructed the team, I would actually argue that the 3-5-2 is the formation to use. Because you've added quality and you've added blocks on your defense, and all of the defenders that you've added are, have quality. So all of them could easily start together and rest one and then start them. Also, 3-5-2 would allow Dybala and Sule to start together. I still think that Dybala and Sule together needs studying, because I think right now it's a bit of a premature decision because of the way they play. But you could start Dybala next to Dovbyk, and you could start Sule wide. That means you could also start Salamakers wide, and Salamakers in a 5 midfield knows how to play, because Salamakers is probably, his position is wide on a 5 midfield because he's great at attacking, but he also gives his best at defending as well. So, and Kone, of course, in the middle. So, again, I think the way we've constructed the team suggests to me that the 3-5-2 is the way we want to go. Again, 4-3-3 had to be the solution, right? 4-3-3 was the way De Rossi wanted to play, but I don't think we've added a lot of quality on our flanks, both defensively and offensively. Because Sule is great on the right. Sule is a great right winger, and it is the prototype right winger that De Rossi wanted. But on the left, I don't think Salamakers fits a 3 in attack, I think Salamakers plays wide and needs to play wide, but I think Salamakers is more of a midfield wide, inverted fullback, if you see what I mean. I don't think Salamakers is a proper natural winger. He's never played natural winger because, at Bologna, Thiago Motta started him kind of wide but in the middle, not necessarily up front. So, yeah, and of course, 4-3-3 requires really good fullbacks, something which it's a big question mark because I don't think Saud Abdulhamid is ready to start. And this is something that De Rossi said. This is not my opinion. De Rossi said this in the post-match interview after the Juventus game. Saud is not ready to start. And Çelik is a liability, and 4-3-3 needs great fullbacks. So again, I hope that in this international break, we've had an idea on how we wanted to kind of portray our formation, because there were a lot of confusion and chaos in deciding who to start and where to start in the first few games of the season. So I hope that De Rossi now is clearer on how to start, also seeing the fact that the transfer window is over, and seeing that we've added players which adapt to a 3-5-2 in a very good way. Because, 3-5-2, Hermoso, Mancini, and Dika, Hermoso, Mancini, all of them would be perfect in a 3-man defence. And I would also say that a 3-man defence composed of these types of players is a very solid defence line. Again, the problem with the 3-5-2, the other problem with the 3-5-2 is that Dybala doesn't like starting up front. And of course, 3-5-2 means that Dybala needs to start in the 2 up front, so next to the striker. Dybala doesn't like starting there. It's clear that Dybala does not like starting up front. And personally speaking, I think Dybala up front is wasted, because Dybala is somebody who needs to play wide, get the ball wide, and then, cross, shoot, and just do things, getting the ball wide and moving in the middle. Putting Dybala up front, I think, is a risk. I think you could have a very uncreative Dybala up front. But of course, if you want to start with Sule and Dybala together, then that's how you need to start. So yeah, again, a lot of questions. I do have a lot of questions coming into this game. I ain't gonna lie. I have a lot of questions on the formation. I have a lot of questions on what our backline defense would be like if it's a back 3. Who out of the 4 players, Mancini and Dika, Homos and Hermoso, would start, and who would, be out. As of now, I think if I had to pick 3 players who are guaranteed to start on Sunday, Kone, Salamakers, and I think Hermoso. I think building my predicted 11, these three players or the players who I think are guaranteed going to start on Sunday. I might be wrong, but from what I'm gathering, these are the three players which are confirmed starting on Sunday. Right, I'm going to read some comments. I'm going to give these last minutes to the comment section. So if you've got some questions, please do pop it in the live chat. Also hit the like. Everybody in the stream, please do hit the like if you're watching live or not. It takes you a second and it would be great. And also subscribe to the channel. Look, we're like 5 subscribers away to 12.3k. If we can hit it tonight, it would be great. So click the red button down below. I bought a Baldanzi shirt in February, the same month he signed, and in about 20 years, my word, he's the next Totti. I don't think people realize how important Pellegrini is to our midfield. You can love or hate him, but you have to understand that no one player has the creativity while also being a presence defending. I agree to disagree on that one. I agree that Pellegrini is a love or hate player, and I think all of us have agreed on this. You either like him or you don't. And I also agree that Pellegrini, in some games, doesn't get recognized in what he does. But I completely disagree on the creativity part. Because it's about... At the last time Pellegrini has shown creativity on that pitch, it was the game against Feyenoord, which we won on penalties. The last game where Pellegrini played good and, as you said, outweighed his creativity was away at Monza last season, where we won 4-1. That was in March. So, I'm sorry, but if there is one thing that Pellegrini needs to step up in, it's creativity. Because I've said this in my match reactions, Pellegrini is nowhere, but Pellegrini is everywhere. We have the impression that Pellegrini runs everywhere. But we also have the impression that Pellegrini is nowhere because he's not creative and he doesn't change the equilibrium. If Pellegrini was creative, we wouldn't have lost the game against Empoli and we wouldn't have drawn the game against Cagliari. Pellegrini and creativity is the number one thing he needs to improve on. It's the thing he needs to improve on. Because Pellegrini, if he starts becoming a bit more creative, then oh my God, our life would be way easier. But that's the problem, and that is ultimately why he's being criticized, because he is not creative enough. Hello, Enricas. I'm all good. How are you? Kone has to start indeed. Lunchtime kickoff. We never play lunchtime kickoff. I'm excited. It's not we never get put in that time slot, we never do it. So it's something new. Bring it on. Lorenzo's getting old, honestly. You don't spend all this money and bench the new players for players that have been there for years if it's like that we ain't going nowhere. Well, the other thing with Pellegrini is, look, next season his contract expires. So, this is the last chance. Why would Roma ever propose him a contract extension if this is the way he's playing? And also, why would the fans, in a moment of time where Pellegrini is so hated, why would the fans even tolerate a contract extension to their captain if these are his performances? So, Pellegrini's contract ends next season. This is, under all effects, Pellegrini's last chance to demonstrate to us that, look, I don't even care anymore. Pellegrini doesn't even need to demonstrate to me that he's the captain of this team. Pellegrini just needs to demonstrate to me that he's a good football player. Because otherwise we're asking too much. The only thing I want to see from Pellegrini is more goals, more assists, better concentration, not even communication, leadership. That comes secondary. I want to see my team win. And if Pellegrini steps up his game, we would win games so easy some games. So, Roma probably told him, you either make it up and you turn up this season or you're gone next season. Because I can guarantee you that there's going to be a Premier League side who will offer around 30 million to San Pellegrini. And Roma will not even hesitate to accept that bid. I think Baldanzi is great and all, but we forget that his physicality does fall him in the league play. I also said this last season, but I think he has pumped up a bit, Um, he's pumped up a bit. And that's why we last season it was about giving him time. There were already fans turning against Baldanzi. He had to bulk up a bit. He has bulked up a bit. Again, he's small. Baldanzi is small. Baldanzi isn't big. You know, with Baldanzi's characteristics and stature and height, you're either Messi or you have to be really good because otherwise you get bullied. So, but Baldanzi has got the technique, you know. He has got the technique. I trust Baldanzi. I would still start Pellegrini, Kone, Paredes if Pele is fit. Pellegrini needs to follow the same rules as anyone else. He's been very bad lately and Baldanzi has shined every minute he's played, so he deserves the start. Zvilar and Hummels are also key players. Well, we've never seen Hummels play, so we can't call Hummels a key player. Based on his career, yes. Okay, he won a World Cup in 2014. Yes, he's a key player. But that's not how football works. You know... And the other thing, I'm going to say this in the match preview in a few days because it will fit in well. Cristante and Mancini ain't even in the squad conversation anymore. Experience alone is not enough for a free pass to play shite. Every Azzurri fan literally pointing out Pele is not good enough. I feel the experiencing time is over right now. That was supposed to be done during the preseason. Yeah, I agree, but it's still early days. You know, there are going to be elements of experimentation at least until November, and this doesn't even surprise me. I mean, experimentation is also trying new formations. We started 3 different formations in the 3 games, and we're probably going to start a new formation and a completely new starting 11 on Sunday as well. That means that we're experimenting. Experimenting right now is fine. The problem is not experimenting. The problem is that there's a difference between experimenting and not knowing what the shit is going on. Genuinely not understanding and being so confused. Confusion and experimentation are very different things. I'm all good with experimentation as long as results come in. It's fine. Problem is being confused, extremely confused right now, which is a problem because we've had 3 months to kind of focus on all of that. Happy birthday, Simo. Is Hermoso ready to start? Yes, thank you, mate. I do think Hermoso is going to start on Sunday. I do. Pellegrini is linear, clumsy, and makes horrible passes that get overlooked. Pellegrini is not an attacking midfielder. He should play in front of the defence and he'll be fine. Not sure how I see Pellegrini play in front of the defence. Ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know how that will work out, to be honest. No, I don't know. I mean, it could, but Pellegrini is somebody who's there to score. Like, let's not lie to ourselves. Pellegrini is there to score. Pellegrini, I would argue, no, it's not the same position. It's not the same position. It's not the same position because Dybala is an attacker, Pellegrini is a midfielder. But I think if Pellegrini wants to play better, I think Pellegrini could easily get double-figure goals this season, in any season. I genuinely do. I think Pellegrini, if he concentrates, fights, and plays better, Pellegrini can easily score 10 goals minimum in a season. That's not what a defensive midfielder does. That's what a creative midfielder does. I think Pellegrini can do that. It's not about Pellegrini, can he do that or not? Pellegrini can do that. Problem with Pellegrini is not applying that on the way he plays, in the system he plays, in the pitch. That's the problem. Portuguese league is really good players. Why don't we purchase any Portuguese players? Not asking, we should purchase young... transfer window's done, mate. To be honest, focus right now should not be on buying players. We bought a lot of players. We should be fine. Well, he believes he's an attacking midfielder, so that's that. Plus, it's not captain material at all. We should still talk about should and could. We gave them enough chances, 7 years, basta. I think we have a good team this year. They need time. They will be fine. Of course they need time. It's the start of a new project. So if you're not patient, then piss off. It's very simple. Like if you're here thinking Roma needs to win the league this season and will win the league this season, I'm gonna say it, piss off, because we're not gonna win the league this season. Now that the transfer window is complete, I can say that the team now is better than last season. Problem is all of these signings were delayed. Now I would also go to say that we've got the responsibility to get top four because De Rossi has been backed. Not in every decision, not in every request, but De Rossi has been backed. He's got good players. Top 4 this season needs to be a responsibility. Yes, I agree, fully agree. Now, we're a better team than we were last year. 2 weeks ago, we weren't. We signed 4 players on deadline day. So now, yes, we are a better team than last season. 2 weeks ago, we weren't. That's why we lost so many points. Those points are going to cost us a lot. The points that Mourinho lost at the start of the season last year cost us Champions League. These points could easily cost us Champions League, which is why we should learn to start seasons in game week 1s and not game week 4s. Because I'm not saying we would have won against Juventus, but give me 6 points between Cagliari and Empoli instead of 1, sorry. Completely different scenario. But again, we'll see what happens. Is university going good so far? Yes, it is. Thank you for asking, mate. Are you going to the stadium for the Udinese match? Yes. What do you think Didier needs to do to succeed? Very early question. We'll answer that question in a bit. Are you going to the stadium? Yes, I am going to the stadium. I'll be back. I'll be back at the stadium for that game. Yes. Right, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, everybody click the like. Hit the like down below. Literally takes 2 seconds. I always say this, but please do it. It supports the channel a lot. If you're watching live or not, also subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you soon. Good night. Take care. See you all. Out.